Welcome to the Big BoneYard. Enter at your own risk.
I decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.
Man, hey, I think these people done messed around and came here to the Big BoneYard again. I think they did it again, man. I don't know. I might be wrong. Folks, people, man, look, thank you. It's Sunday night. So me and Archbishop 1%er want to welcome y'all to the Big BoneYard. All y'all folks out there playing with us. So you got myself, Big Bone 1%er, and Archbishop 1%er here to chop it up with y'all a little something tonight. Y'all might have got a little feel for what we're going to be talking about tonight. It's a kind of interesting subject, and we're kind of digging it. So if y'all are, what's that dude name? Champagne Poppy? Drake. We started from the bottom, now we're here. All right. So what we're really talking about on that is the hierarchy of the MC, or in some cases, not even an MC, but we're talking about all these different levels to there's motorcycle clubs and motorcycle ministries and you name it. It's a lot of different entities when it comes to this lifestyle. So what are those entities? Where are they in the pecking order, right? And who all is included, who's not included. So we're going to talk about a lot of that. And as per usual, we're joined by all the boneheads out there, the folks that's watching us. We see y'all. We love y'all being here. And definitely, y'all don't be shy. If you have a question about anything we're talking about, a comment, whatever, don't be shy. Pick up the phone, give us a call, or, right there, you got your phone or your keyboard or whatever it is. Hit us up. The phone number is 310-870-8994. It should be scrolling at the bottom of the screen for you. So y'all can, give us a shout anytime, anything. But in the meantime, let's get this popping. First of all, because I'm nosy and actually, I'm saying it wrong. We need to do a bit of a disclaimer. Archbishop, sir, if you would.
All right. Well, once again, like every other week, same disclaimer. What we talk about on here is our opinions and our opinions alone. It has nothing to do with our prospective clubs. This is our podcast, our show, our opinions, and it does not in any way reflect anything that we do outside of here.
What he said. But so we got a lot of folks that's joined us already. Foxy Johnson is up in the house. Foxy Johnson, she was waiting to watch. I'm glad you're here. We got Bolo's in the house. Miss Lenora Sanders, ma'am. Thank you for always joining us and being with us and supporting us. Heather, we see Heather. Doggone Stevie Bricks. What's that? Lost One Kerm. All right. Frogzilla. Constance Watkins. Okay. Thank you. Samantha Ford. Ron Frierson. Boy, it's a whole bunch of folks already in the house, and hey, we love motherfucking Jones. That's what's up. And hey, we got a lot of folks here. Well, look, thank y'all for joining us. But to go ahead and get on in there a little something. So I don't know if y'all can see this list or not, but I'm going to tell y'all what the list is. And matter of fact, I'm going to try to see if I can put them in the chat or something like that. Speaking of which, when we wrap up here, the after party is going to be on the Big BoneYard page on Facebook. There's the chats there, the page is there. So y'all, if you haven't been there, definitely go there and check it out. There's a lot going on. The Boneheads definitely are opinionated. They share a lot of opinions, conversation. It's a lot of fun. So that's where we're going to be after we wrap this up. And if you need the address, ask Archbishop, because he'll tell you hang a left at the corner of 53rd and I-4 or something like that. He'll tell you how to get there.
Yeah, take a right down.
You'll see a dude named Rollo on the corner selling apples or something, and you ask Rollo how to get there. He gonna tell you, But oh damn, hey, Miami in the house. Hey, what's going on, Miami? All right, but so anyway, so here's how this list works, and like I said, we'll try to put it in there as we go along. But so from bottom to the top, I'm going to read all of them, and we're going to chop it up a little bit. Also, we'll probably have a couple of guests to slide through here in a little bit. But so from the top to the bottom, the way it's listed is number one, and this is a shock to everybody. I couldn't believe it was there, but number one, 1% of motorcycle clubs. Number two, prospects of 1% of motorcycle clubs. And by the way, so y'all know this is a list that somebody else compiled of their opinion. We're just going to discuss what, if anything, we think about it. And our guests are going to talk about it. And of course, you're invited to call in and let us know what you think about it too. But anyway, number one, 1% of motorcycle clubs. Number two is prospects of 1% of motorcycle clubs. Number three, property of 1% of motorcycle clubs. Number four is outlaw motorcycle clubs. Number five, all male motorcycle clubs. Number six, co-ed motorcycle clubs. Number seven, all female motorcycle clubs. Number eight, riding clubs, motorcycle associations, etc. I'm assuming MMs or motorcycle ministries would probably be a part of that category as well. Number nine says social clubs. And number 10, which is not really a number 10, according to the way this list is written, says lifestyle organizations, or whatever they call themselves today, do not fall into the hierarchy, but are usually welcomed as guests on the set. So that's how we're getting started. And I'm guessing for some folks, some of the stuff we said, I was talking to Shaggy a little earlier, and he says, well, some of that stuff don't apply on the white side, and some of that stuff don't apply on the black side. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to figure that out too. But so to be as accurate as possible, for each one of those, according to this list, we're going to try to give a little description of that and see if we can figure out where it's supposed to be on that in the list. But having said that, so the first thing, the number one on the list, surprise, surprise, is 1% of motorcycle clubs. So if there's somebody out there who's had their head under a rock and never watched not one single episode of Sons of Anarchy, Archbishop, if you could help us, brother, could you give us an idea about what exactly is a 1% motorcycle club?
Well, basically, 1% club is basically your dominant club that has a 1% dominant. A lot of people take. I ain't gonna say take. I'm gonna say a lot of people don't understand exactly what this hierarchy thing is about, and the reason why the 1% clubs is up there. So let's kind of go there first.
Okay.
So with your 1% clubs, if you're going down to the 1% clubs, basically, they basically set the tone for the MC clubs in your state. They're the ones that basically the rules and the traditions and all that stuff. It's all focused around that, and then it's basically spread it out, passed down the line according to where you fit at on this chain. And usually it goes to anything that changes on this end typically dwindles down to the coalitions, and then at that point it's then spread it out, to everybody else that's in the coalition and whatnot. I think one of the biggest things is dealing with 1%ers is like, that I learned throughout the years is that a lot of 99 clubs really don't want 1%ers around unless there's
Yeah.
stuff going on and they need our help. Other
Right.
than that, they don't want us around for real. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
a lot of them, maybe you had a bad experience or maybe you came at somebody the wrong way or whatever, and you got checked or, various reasons. But our job is not to, we're not the bullies of the set. We're actually the keepers of the peace of the set. We're like the police, so to speak.
So
Sure that the
so you
regulations are
trying to
followed.
say you trying to say that 1%ers are not at, because look, I'm gonna tell you, I watched Sons of Anarchy, and I'm pretty sure you might be wrong, because I thought that 1%ers are first of all, they're the bullies. They're supposed to smack folks. I think ain't it even in the bylaws you're supposed to smack a random citizen like at least twice a week in order to keep your patch or something like that? Isn't that the rule?
No.
I
No.
don't know, man.
I mean, our biggest job is basically making sure that everybody stands with the rules that's already in place.
Right on.
The only time that you really hear anything from us is if you done something that was wrong, and 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get checked for it. But other than that, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're following the rules and the protocols, then you don't have anything to worry about.
Okay.
But like I said, a lot of them get a bad taste in their mouth because they done did something they had no business and they done got checked, and
Yeah.
now they got a nasty taste in their mouth because of a situation that happened to them. But for the most part, I mean, we just basically we make sure that everything is cool so that way everybody else that moves around can move around freely.
Right. And I think I tease about this kind of stuff a lot, but I think you're right. I think there's a lot of times there's a big misconception as to what the function is of a diamond club, of a 1%er. And I don't mean to suggest that it's see, if there could be some chaos out there if folks are just out here just doing anything willy-nilly, because it's been my experience like this. If you have a club, any club that's just out here just wilding the hell out, everybody gets blamed for it. It doesn't matter whether you're a diamond holder or the Shriners Club or the Walmart Riders or whoever, somebody is going to get blamed for just that. Stand by 1 second. We got somebody who just popped in to visit us. Let's see who the hell. Oh, damn it. It's doggone Dr. MC, PhD, MD, Uncle Shaggy, 1%er who just jumped in there to join the doggone show. What's up, Uncle Shaggy?
Oh, playing in traffic.
All right, right on. So, hey, look, we got a trick question for you. We was just chopping up on this thing. So we're talking about this list that we were talking about earlier. Like the different levels to it, from 1%er all the way down to lifestyle organizations, right? And we started with the first thing, which was, what the hell is a 1%er? Because they're at the top of the list. What is that?
So, if people want to know what a 1%er is, first thing they need to do is go out, get a motorcycle, get some riding time on it, go meet up with a club that they think might be a 1% club or they think might be a legit club, get some education, go out there and ride your motorcycle, get seen, maybe get invited to a few parties, clubhouses or whatever. If they're lucky enough and fortunate enough to meet a 1%er and get invited around, start your journey from right there and learn what a 1%er is that way instead of, learning what a 1%er is outside of this lifestyle.
Okay, right on. Now, why would you say you was a
If I had
wild
to explain,
guess?
you never understood.
You still there?
There?
Yeah,
Yep.
He just
Okay.
it went in and out right there.
Hello.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you're there. Okay, so if you was to take a wild guess, why would you say that 1%ers are at the top of this list that's been compiled?
Because we took it. We live this lifestyle to an extreme. Everything we do is extreme. You know, we love our brothers unconditionally, extremely. You know, we hate extremely. We everything we do is an extreme, and we live this lifestyle, riding motorcycles, working on and taking care of our brothers all extremely.
Okay. Right on. So it's like a big deal. So you're saying, if I understood you properly, you're saying that 1%ers, basically these are Boy Scouts who go around getting badges for tying knots and stuff, kind of like that.
Yeah, usually the bedpost and bar stools.
Right on, right on. Okay, so according to our list, I think according to our illustrious panel of experts, I think we can probably all agree that 1%ers are at the top of the list for a reason. And if I throw in my little 2 cents, it's sort of like this: is that somebody's got to dictate or orchestrate how the set works, and to make sure that folks are staying in their lane. I think that's a big part of it. Everybody needs to stay in their lane, and somebody's got to kind of influence how that works. And so that would definitely be the 1%ers. By the same token, there's a reason as to why 1%ers do that, because we're the ones who we charge ourselves. Like Shaggy just said, we do things in a big way, but we also charge ourselves with, hey, we're going to ride the best. We're going to move the best. We've got the strongest of brotherhoods. We've got the strongest of bonds. And if you have a 1%er in your life somewhere, that's probably one of the best people you're going to know if you need whatever. If you need somebody to watch your back, if you need somebody to help you out in a pinch, or if you need somebody who you just need a ear to listen to, and somebody who's going to shoot straight with you and let you know what you need to know straight up with no chaser. Hey, that's what your 1%ers are. And it's the same way on the set. So on our list, we've got number 1%ers. Number 2.
Hold on a minute, Bone.
Go ahead.
Before you go to number 2, another thing that we should add on to there too, a big word, it's called accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna hold ourselves accountable. You know what I mean? So then the fact that we holding ourselves accountable, what do you think we're gonna do for you? We're gonna make you hold to that same accountability that we gotta hold ourselves to. Because everything runs in a cycle. And as long as that cycle is turning in the way it's supposed to turn, then you have no problems. You have no issues, and everything seems to join the world.
Right on.
But when you start interfering with the rotation of that, then that's where you didn't fail short. So accountability is a big thing. I mean, not just for us, but for you.
Yeah, no, that's a good one, man. Because like I say a lot of times is that, hey, you do your thing, I'll do my thing. As long as your thing ain't messing up my thing, we ain't gonna have a thing. But the thing is, my thing, because like our thing is the set. So stay in your lane, or we'll help you. We'll help you find it. So I definitely feel you on that one. That's a very good point.
Well, and the other thing too is we hold ourselves to a higher standard to be the examples, to educate, to do the things that nobody else has, wants to do. 1, and 2, is willing to take the responsibility on to do.
Facts. Oh, pardon me 1 second. I gotta do a commercial identification. Big baby. That's a big baby. That's the thing. We got to do that. Big baby, I see you there. By the way, big baby, fucking hate you, man. Fucking hate you. Yo, Phoenix, it's good to see you, hon. But yeah, actually, Frost just threw out something that's actually is pretty good. And Frost is saying, do you see a difference in a support club and a 99? Now, we haven't even got to that point yet, but that's a good question. What do you think, Arch?
You say, is there a difference?
Yeah, Frost is asking, do you see a difference in a support club and a 99 club?
Well, they both have the same premise to each other. The only difference is that a support club is just that. You are a support to your dominant. You know, do you move around as a 99 club? Pretty much. You know, there's I mean, like there's no fringe benefits. I mean, like you ain't on the hierarchy page here. You know what I mean, you ain't doing the same stuff as us just because you running around with us. You know, so
Right.
you basically just like I said, you're loyal to your dominant. You a support.
No, facts. I think if like looking at the thing goes 1%er prospects, I would say as it relates to support clubs, if we was to put it, I think support clubs on the list. If it's me, I'm thinking support clubs would probably be right in there, like between number 2 and number 4. And I'll tell you why I say it like that in a minute. But yeah, so support clubs, like you said, you know, they're not us, but you know, a lot of times, depending on which club you're talking about, the support club that could be your right hand. You know, because some have support clubs, some have affiliate clubs, and like that. So who is to your right? You know, who's getting down like you get down? You know, that's a thing, or comparable. You know, like who's right there with you. A lot of times that is the support club. So that's a good point for us. So appreciate it.
Well, I'll say this:
Yeah.
that there is a difference between a support club and a 99.
Oh, for
A
sure.
support
For sure.
club definitely isn't a 99 club,
Yeah.
or
facts.
should, you know, they're not AMA sanctioned. They're sanctioned by the club they're supporting.
Right.
Two, a support club is just that. They're a club that supports the big club, and they're there for a purpose and a reason. You know, it's how do we explain it? It's on here over and over again with it's like the minor leagues getting ready to come up to the majors.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they could be farm club, they could be just a religious club that supports us that we don't take anybody from. But most support clubs that I've ever met that are support clubs for a 1% club ain't AMA sanctioned. They're not 99 clubs.
Right.
Which, if we're going to talk about what a support 99 club is, it's a typically AMA sanctioned or a club that, you know, doesn't dance on the darker side of the lifestyle, so to say. I guess best way to put it.
You know, once upon a time, like back in the day, now it's all over the place. But once upon a time, there's a one piece. And I'm going to lose some of y'all with this, I'm sure of it. But once upon a time, it was 1-piece patch, 2-piece patch, 3-piece patch. And it was a stage. And that told you a thing. If it was a 1-piece patch denotes a family club, a family club, or like a riding club, something like that.
That's an untrue myth, actually. You're kind of wrong there, bro.
Well, depends on which side of the country we're talking about too, though, because so like to give you an idea, on the East Coast, when a new club had come about, the dominance in different states had a thing where it's okay, you're a new club, 1-piece patch. Once you get to a certain point, that dominant was going to say, hey, go ahead and put on that top rocker. Okay, now almost like they do with prospects or probies, right? And then after a certain point, they could put on a bottom rocker, and most importantly, if they were moving in that direction, a MC. Now with an RC, it didn't matter, but with an MC, it was going to get there. Now here's the thing, though, on the West Coast, that was way different because there's dominant clubs who had a 1-piece patch for the longest time, like dominant clubs who didn't go to a 3-piece patch. And it became sort of in the past 20 years, probably, certain dominant clubs who was rocking a 1-piece patch for the longest time finally started putting on either a bottom rocker or a top rocker. I know you know who I'm talking about, but again, it depends on where that club originated and like that. But I'm speaking in a general sort of a term. But I know where you're going with that, though. Which what we just talked about there, we lost a whole lot of folks. But you know, but I guess what I'm getting at is that so you know how like we do with in some clubs, I should say, a probate has to earn each one of those patches, and we're talking about the 3 patches. top rocker, bottom rocker, center patch, and MC and like that. Some clubs just go straight from pretty much nothing to everything. When you're done, you're done, and when you're done, you get everything. It depends on the club. So, which again, that's a whole other conversation that we might lose some folks. Foxy Johnson says she's tracking. All right, you got me. What, Foxy? What part are you tracking about? Like, which thing was we talking about where you say, "Hey, we got you"? So let us know when you get a second. Just shout it out. But nonetheless, I think you're right though. 99 clubs and support clubs, that is a different kind of a thing. What do you think about? So on this list, Shaggy, they got number 2 listed as prospects of 1% motorcycle clubs. Is that
that don't even make sense?
Number 2.
That don't make sense. Why would they be number 2? They'd be part of the club they're prospecting for.
Right. That's look, and I get you. This is where we started off by saying that this is the list that somebody else made, and there's going to be some conversation about it because somebody else said prospects of 1% motorcycle clubs are number 2 in the pecking order. And I've had conversations with folks who said about this conversation, I mean, well before we was, doing a show or anything, just in conversation, they said, well, it's the club, then the prospects, then the doggone POs, and then the support club, and then everybody else. And I'm like, wait a minute. You done skipped over a whole lot of stuff and threw some people in there. So just depending on who you're talking to, but your opinion is, if I got you right, you're saying prospects don't even need their own category because they're considered a part of that 1% club because they're in the process, right?
I can assure you, your club, my club, it doesn't matter what 1% club would do. Nobody is riding in front of the prospects besides patch members.
Yeah.
Hang around, old ladies, fucking guests, other clubs are riding behind.
Yeah. Oh, that's a fact.
All that. Yeah. That's just the way it is, man. That's history has been going on since fucking time started with this shit.
Since the invention of the wheel. You're right. No, I feel you. And actually, that's what I was thinking, but I just wanted somebody to say it.
But it's another thing too, because like back when I was a pro years ago.
He's old. Old is what he's saying.
Actually, him and I talking. He's not as old as. I mean, we're not too far apart from each other. So why don't you call him old? Because you're older than both of us, motherfuckers.
Right, you're right. But when we was probers, they used to say, like you had people from 99 clubs that used to try to be a little froggy with the prospect. You know what I mean? Thinking because they don't have a patch that they ain't shit. So I think that's where a lot of that originated from.
Yeah.
But then you got to ask yourself this question too. If you're a prospect, you're not a full patch. There's no guarantee you even going to make it. Mm-hmm. So why would you be in the pecking order when you don't even know whether you're going to be here? Your ass may be gone tomorrow. So,
you're still learning the pecking order.
Yep, facts. I remember I was the state boss. I was the state boss of my 99 club. And we was an OMC, the whole thing. And I went to this 1%ers clubhouse, and I said, went up to the bar and I said, hey, prospect, get me a Bud Light. Maybe he heard me, maybe he didn't. Like, I don't know, a minute or something passes like that. Hey, prospect. So me being, excited and feeling myself.
So you're saying this to a 1% prospect?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I'm tracking.
This is a long time ago. I wasn't that smart. Right? It was back then. So I gave a little thump on the table like that. I said, hey, prospect, give me a Bud Light. That motherfucker turned around like with the devil in his heart. Rah! Turn around. He said, and look, and remember, I'm the state boss of my 99 club. That motherfucker said, motherfucker, with the finger and all, motherfucker. He goes, I ain't your prospect. I'm their prospect. Motherfucker, wait. I hadn't been talking like that. Nobody had talked nothing like that to me since boot camp. I had to take a minute. I was like, he said that shit with a great amount of intention in his heart. I'm like, well, shit, maybe he's on to something. I say, well, shit, let me figure out what the fuck I just did. But anyway, but yeah, because that prospect for that 1%er club, in his heart and his mind, hey, he's a prospect for this certain 1%er club. And it didn't matter if I could have been the national president of that 99 club. It wouldn't have meant a damn. In the pecking order, he still trumps me.
Right.
Even as a prospect, taking out trash and tending the bar and doing all this other shit, the other trash.
It's not so much that he trumps you; it's that he's not your prospect. It didn't matter you were in the 99 club, or you could have been another 1% club. You yelled prospect like it, like you know. You're not gonna call I'm not gonna call any of you guys prospects, or you guys ain't gonna call ours prospects. They're our prospects and they're your prospects. That's how it works. And the way I was taught was, man, first time somebody called you prospect, they shouldn't, whether it be an old lady or another club, whatever. You say, hey, man, I'm not your prospect. If I can help you, I'll help you. But the second time you did, it's my responsibility to knock you the fuck out or handle it some way or another. But that's how it was a long time ago too. You're lucky you made it to as many times as you did.
Yeah.
I mean,
look, I've said
when
many
you was a
times before,
prospect back when they were writing the Quran, I mean, shit.
he said the Quran.
Funny
Look,
joke about that today.
hey, in my defense, that was 20 years ago, and I didn't know a whole lot, but I have learned since then. But yeah, that was a fact. So, but to take a look at the list, so you saying,
but then too, Bone,
mhm,
like even with dealing with these prospects, you got to realize this too. If you coming from another club and you see this prospect and you know that he's not your pro, he's not gonna run around and serve you, but you still give that man the respect
yep,
that he deserves for being out there. The reason being is because this same one that you dogging, it's the same one that maybe a couple months later is going to end up being a big bro.
yep,
And now he's going to come back to you because now I remember you. You know what I mean? I couldn't say that to you before because I was a pro.
right.
But now here I am. So whatever you remember that you said to me a couple months ago, say it again.
God knows,
You know what I mean?
hey, God knows I did it. So there's this one certain thing that happened while I was a probie where somebody just completely showed their ass, or at least was trying to. And I said to myself, let me put that in the back of my head. Let me put that in the bank. Because when I do cross, I'll see you again. And I did. And let's just say that individual regretted it again and again and again. But yeah, but like I said, that was a long time ago, so I had to learn. But guess what? There's somebody listening that what we just said. Somebody's listening needed to hear that. So because fortunately, for those of y'all that are lucky enough not to have, screwed up like that, then keep not screwing up. For those of you that was getting ready to, don't.
I mean, I've seen that. I've seen that many times where we were out somewhere and we had probies with us or whatever, and you had somebody from another club that walk up and be like, "Hey, probie, go do this," or "Hey, probie, go do that," and he's looking at him. He's just looking at him retarded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it took somebody having to walk over like, "What do you need?" He was like, "Oh man, I was asking your probie to go do such and such." Like, you don't ask my probie to do nothing.
Exactly.
You go do it yourself. He's not here to cater to you. He caters to me, not you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Facts.
and I remember one particular time that it was we was having a party and this guy dropped this beer bottle on the ground, shattered all over the place, and there was a woman sitting to his left and a woman sitting to his right. So instead of him letting somebody know, like, "Hey, I dropped this beer bottle, I may want to get it," he kicks it up under the seat, up under, these two women.
Inside somebody's house?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he kicked the glass up under the bar stool. Well, I'm standing probably about 20 feet away, and I see where he kicks the glass up under there. And the two women, one had on heels, one had on sandals. So they'd have stepped down, they'd have stepped right into that glass.
Yeah.
So my probie walked by. Now, mind you, he's a civilian. Probie walked by, he grabs the probie. "Hey, there's some glass on the floor. Go over and get you a broom and a dustpan and get these get this glass up.
Well, wait, the civilian grabbed the probie?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
So,
Tell me more.
So I walk
Shit.
over there, had a probe. I say, go ahead and get the broom and dustpan and come back. So he comes back. The probe is standing there, and I said, hey, you don't get my probie orders. So you the one drop that bottle, right? He was like, yeah. I said, you kicked it up under them seats, so that way, if any one of these ladies would have came off them seats, they'd have stepped in that glass, right?
Right.
I said, okay. Hand me the broom and the dustpan. Got the broom and dustpan. I said, now hold your arms out. Here you go. Get this damn glass up. And he was standing there, and he was like, are you serious? I was like, I'm gonna give you 4 seconds. Figure out whether I'm serious or not. He got the glass up. Then I escorted him out. So the next day, I get a phone call from a friend of mine that this guy worked with. I didn't know that. And he was like, man, you had an altercation with a guy last night over some glass? I'm like, yeah, why? And he said, this man told me that as long as he lived, he ain't never had a man look him dead in the eye and disrespect him the way you did. And he just actually just did whatever the hell you told him to do because you said he had 4 seconds or else. You know, like people take advantage of that stuff though. You know what I mean? Just because you know that this man ain't no patcher. He been around long enough that even though he wasn't with no club, he knew that he was a prospect or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just the overall thing. You know what I mean?
Right on. No, I feel you, man. And look, that's there's a lot of stories like that happen, and I know actually a lot of the boneheads hit us up, and they love hearing these stories. So thank you for sharing that, you damn bully. But hey, we got a great question. Where is it? That just came in from Phenom. Says, what is the proper or politically correct way? He said PC. He said politically correct. Anyway, what's the proper or PC way to handle a 1%er asking a 99 probie to do things for him? And what should the probie do?
Piece of cake. First off, most, and I'll say most, 1%ers, no matter what the spectrum is, are professionals, and they believe in this thing we call protocol. You will rarely, except for that exceptional bully in a 1% club, which we always find that 1 or 2 guys. But for the professionals like myself and others, and what we'll do is we'll ask them as just a man asking a man. They're not our probates, they're not our prospects, they're not anything, but we know that they're in the starting phases of their life.
Right.
We'll politely ask them as if we would ask one of their patch holders. Typically you get a better response that way, but I'm not going to ask a probie or prospect anything from another club that I wouldn't be professional and polite and asking, say, his president or somebody else, because they're not my probate, they're not my prospect, they're not my club. I don't care about their journey. That's their journey, but they're men and they'll be respected as such just for being a man. They got enough shit to worry about besides some asshole.
Mm-hmm. I know in my case, I've that's come up a number of times, especially if I got a big thing going on, a lot of folks in the house, I got stuff to do, and I need something done right quick. I don't care if I got 10 probies in front of me from somebody else's club. I'm going to go find a patch member, or preferably, somebody from their cabinet, and be like, hey, I need some help. Can you get your folks to give me a hand? I've had chapter presidents, state and national presidents to say, I got you myself. They doing whatever. How can I help you? And I've also seen them say, hey, all of y'all guys, come on over here. This big bro's asking you for some help. Help him with what the hell he needs. Because the thing is that, and this is a thing I guess that a lot of folks miss, is that on the set, it really is about watching out for one another. Folks are real quick to help out if you ask it, if you need it. Like you calling somebody saying it's Thursday and I'm feeling lazy and I need you to come and clean my clubhouse. All right, that's some bullshit. I've heard of it happening, but it's some bullshit. But hey, we got something going on. Everybody's pitching in to make this a good time and a successful whatever. No, that's a different kind of a thing. It's just like if you go to somebody's house and there's a great party and you're one of the last ones there, and you see somebody taking out the trash. You're a piece of shit if you don't try to help out. You know, at least that's the way I look at it. What say you, Archbishop?
Actually, I agree with both of you.
Don't agree with Shaggy. Don't agree with Shaggy.
You know, I see probies all the time running around. I don't really focus on them. I don't really care what they doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I go somewhere, I deal with what I'm set there to deal with, and that's it.
Right.
I'm not gonna ask the probie from another club to go do nothing for me. I'll do it myself. Or I'll find one of my probies and send them. You know what I mean? I know I don't really care about this. But I think one of the biggest misconceptions is it's like, okay, I've seen people that actually do that. And it's kind of shitty because they try to, I've seen some that actually dog probies from another club. You know what I mean, from 99 clubs and stuff like that, which I thought was real.
Yeah.
Effed up.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna drop the F-bomb today.
Oh,
Right.
come on, we'll get it out of you.
Yeah. Later on.
Hey, say something about his sister. I bet you he'll start cussing.
What's
Yeah,
the other face down, ass up? That's the way we like
I ain't
to.
got that yet, so it'll happen, just not right yet.
Right on. Hey, fellas, we just gotta. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But one of the biggest things though is that people perceive us as being bullies. Yes, bullying does not get you respect. Okay, so if it does, it's a false respect. You know what I mean? It's like they only respecting you for the simple fact that you standing there. And once you leave, that goes out the window, as opposed to if somebody has a genuine respect, they're gonna good about you, whether you in their face or 50 miles down the road. But they're gonna say the same thing about you. So I think you get a lot of them that come in here that a lot of them come from 99 clubs, and once they get to this line, then what they do, they go back to the 99, and then now, I'm big bad 1%er now. You're gonna do what I say. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this. It doesn't get you the respect out here on the set. And actually, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing out here on the set is your respect and your word. That's all you got out here. And if you don't possess them two things, then it's nothing. Don't give a damn how big or bad you think you are. If you don't possess them two things, then you're nothing.
Hey, that's what Scarface said. I'll tell you what, fellas, we're going to take a very short commercial break, but we're going to come back with a great question.
I don't know what he's
about
saying.
Female. Say what? I'm sorry.
Can you hear him?
Oh, what did he say? Okay. All right. I'm saying we're gonna take a short commercial break, but when we come back, we got a question about female clubs. And so here, give us a second, folks. Thank you for joining us here on the Big BoneYard. Give us 1 second. We're gonna do a little they say station
I'll go ahead and wash my mouth
really.
out with soap now because it's gonna get nasty.
All right. Hey, give us a second, folks.
I decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.
And why y'all still here? Okay. All right. Everybody's still here. That's what's up. All right. So what we got is a question. Sharon asked a good question. She said, and we're going to get to the rest of that list here in a second, but Sharon sent in a question and she says, can all female clubs be support clubs? If so, how does that work? It's a great question.
You say, can an all-female club be a support club?
Yeah. Can an all-female club be a support club?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just got to go to You just got to go to the right one and ask the question and do what's obligated for you to do. You know what I mean? A support club is merely that. It's a support club.
Right. What you think, Shaggy?
So
Women.
these are the opinions of Shaggy and Shaggy only. They don't represent the opinions of my motorcycle club or any motorcycle club across the United States, to include the organizations in which I represent, like INCOM, NCOC, COC, United States military, my work, period. This is my opinion. I'm not a big fan of support clubs. I'm still trying to wrap my head around support clubs. If you want to be with the big boys, be with the big boys. You know, I'm very much against the sheeple thing. I'm very much a Ford Charger. I've seen women clubs out there that are all women. I mean, they're outstanding organizations. You can start with the Motor Maids. I mean, they're true about what they believe in, true about what they are. The classy side of things, Leather and Lace, how that started up and how well they represent themselves. There are other clubs that I've seen out there, though, that don't exactly do themselves a good service. If anything, they do the whole feminazi, feminist movement a disservice. But it's hard to take some of them serious when they don't live and conduct themselves in this lifestyle as serious. They're goofing off, they're whatever they are. I'm not a fan of female support clubs because I think more often than not they may get taken advantage of. I don't know that to be a fact, but I mean it seemed plausible. I don't think that a female support club sergeant at arms is going to, well, I could be wrong in saying this, but I don't think she's going to beat my ass. So
I don't know. I know a couple give you a run for your money, brother. I'm telling you.
Hey,
well, I'm going to say that I've met some that would too, but the fact of the matter is, you're not going to hem up a female support club like you would a male support club. I mean, it's just not in our nature to do that shit. It just doesn't make sense. I'm a firm believer in equal rights for all, and I'm definitely a firm believer, being raised by a mother who just beat this into me about, women's lib and all that shit like that. Well, to be equal with the counterpart, you got to pull your weight. And this lifestyle is everybody pulls their weight. They earn their shit. They do it the hard way, and sometimes they do it the easy way. But, if you don't do your shit the right way, how can you be taken seriously?
man, I'll tell you, I hadn't pissed a bunch of folks off in about a week, so might as well go ahead and do it now. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. So on both sides of that coin, I have seen, I'll keep it 100. I've seen some female support clubs or female, 99 clubs who was blessed by their dominant in their area and so forth. And I've seen some of those clubs, man, be incredibly squared away. I mean, straight up squared away, impressive, where they do their damn thing, they ride their shit, and don't get at them, because that would be the wrong group of women to get at. I mean, I'm like rah, 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 like a cheerleader about certain clubs. Steel Sisters comes to mind. There's a number of different clubs that are female clubs, all female clubs that have certain standards comparable to what male clubs or even us might have certain standards. And I mean, impressive. Flip side of that coin, I've seen some clubs which are basically looked upon and they move like, hey, this is just a team of hoes on motorcycles. Half the club don't even have a motorcycle. Maybe they got 3-4 chicks on motorcycles. The rest of them are in cars. Certain social clubs are just entertainment for the brothers. And I'm not saying that there's not a place for that. Yeah, is what it is. But I don't like to confuse those sort of groups with a female support club. And I'm not saying that I want to see a million of them. I'm not even saying that, but I have to keep it honest. I gotta say I've seen some female support clubs that was all that, you know. So yeah, I guess it depends on where you're at. All right, let me just throw a monkey wrench in the program. So here I'm gonna come across like a right-wing Nazi with this one, but y'all done heard about this thing about those what are they called? The original.
Don't you do it.
Don't say
Don't
the
you
name.
do it.
So what if a guy is a guy and he wants to join a female support club because he identifies?
Don't you? I knew you would fucking do it.
All right, we won't do it. We won't do it.
I got a call about this earlier today.
Say what?
I got a call about this earlier today.
All right, we're gonna leave it alone. We're gonna leave it alone.
Well, you're the first one to call me about it. Check this link out. Check this link out. I still haven't checked the link out.
That shit is hilarious. Look, let's just say I'll say it like this then, because Shaggy.
Chicks with dicks. What the fuck, man?
Use up, yeah. What the hell? Because look, you already know. I'm like this. I don't, in the MC world, all of this, you could identify yourself as a Mack truck for all I care. But as it relates to the MC, we got two genders. This is here I go with the you got our disclaimer again. This is my opinion. If you're a guy, be a guy. If you're a chick, be a chick. Stop all the confusion. That don't really work on the set. If you are a member of a MC, a man's MC, you probably should have been born a man. Y'all cuss me out later. I'm sure you know, whoever can say whatever. That's just what I think. Chicks.
Then you got to start throat checking now. Like, let me see your throat.
Yeah, I'm saying, I ain't with that.
You remember Crocodile Dundee when it first came out? And he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, sometimes you got to check the goods and make sure, you know, because that shit's voice awful deep." You know, he reached down there and grabbed her packet. That's a Sheila, yeah. Yeah. But check it out, man. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Things like this piss me off. And some of these female clubs the same way piss me off because I'm serious about this lifestyle. I'm serious about everything that has to do with the riding, the brotherhood, my motorcycle club, my brother's safety, the security, the future of this, the rights, and all the stuff that go along with that, the profiling, all of them things I'm serious about. When I see shit like this, you know, it's just another reason that people are trying to make this a laughing stock, and I don't find anything in this lifestyle a laughing stock.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
That's the thing. The reason I look at that, honestly, I look at that like a joke. And so for y'all that didn't pick up on it, we've got some not a lot, thank God, not a lot, but we got a couple of weird situations that popped up on the set where there's some gender confusion going on with a certain organization. And wow.
And bikers aren't gender confusion at all. No. We're men or women. Period.
You heard me say it 1,000 times. This is where men are men and women are damn glad about it. You know, where women are treated like women. They're appreciated as women. And the men are men. You know, we get down. And what's that thing we say, Shaggy? You ain't gonna find no skinny jeans and no man buns running around on the set. That ain't what we do. So having said that, though, I'll jump on to back to our list here. So where we go with our list, it says, and we got a little thrown off a little bit. So well, we didn't really delve into property though. We got into support clubs and 1%er clubs, touched on OMs or MCs a little bit. So on this list, they've got listed, where is it? Number 3 is property of. So what say you? And they say number 3 is property of.
Okay, I'm gonna answer this one.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna answer this one, and I know I got 5 properties, but they should not be on this list, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because properties are not members of your club. Properties are guests. They are your old lady, your girlfriend, or your friend of a friend, whatever. They are not guests. They do not pay dues. They do not have a voice in your club, so they should not be on this list.
Right, because do they vote? And by the way, I don't think none of this means. Are you saying
involved in any of that. They're not involved in anything dealing with the club whatsoever, other than, if you got a function going on, they're gonna be involved in that, to help out. They're gonna be helping out around the house, stuff like that. Because these people are generally your old ladies, your girlfriends, or some of your close friends that are female, stuff like that. They're not involved in the actual workings of the club. I don't know why they put them on this list. It's like they were just trying to put in as many damn things as possible. Just like they put the prospect on there.
Right. Yeah, I think what it is I'll tell y'all, well, it ain't a secret, but this list came from, now I don't know who wrote it, but I know where I seen it, and I seen it on a website that it was a female who has been around the motorcycle community for a little bit, so she might have been put this list together from her perspective. And I'm not saying that the list is completely wrong, but there's definitely some flaws up in there for sure. So let me ask you, so based on what you said about the property of, does that mean, Shaggy, does that mean that, these women were supposed to treat them bad because they don't get a vote? Or does this mean that they just ain't supposed to be on the damn list?
These women are our wives, their girlfriends, or whatever. It's the relationship to the member. They are nowhere in any shape or form a part of the club. They are the member's biggest supporter, their biggest ally, their loved ones. They have no sway one way or the other how the club does things, or shouldn't anyway. But by all means, they're the strength that holds the member, to being able to do what he does, because that support factor. But my wife being my one and only property, I don't know how some of you guys do it with 4 or 5 of them, but man, I can't barely handle the one I got. I don't want a bunch more shit. But I'm here to tell you, my brothers will listen to her in casual conversation, and they'll smile and, yeah, we love you, all that. Shut the fuck up, this is our club. But the fact of the matter is they're not on that list anywhere, just like the prospects ain't on that list. It's all part of that one singular organization.
Right. You're saying it's all cyclical, like not even cyclical. It's all a part of that one unit.
Right.
Okay. All right.
That one umbrella that everybody just kind of fits into it. You got you got your properties, you got
part of that one club family,
support club. Everybody, they all up under that one umbrella. You know what I mean? So all of that can be encapsulated into one thing.
Okay. All right. I feel you. So we could have saved a whole lot of categories on this list by putting them in that one thing. All right. Big C says whole social structure is being filled with BS and distractions. It's and psyops to make serious issues and serious people into jokes. I think that's what you were saying a little earlier, Shaggy, is that some folks are trying to make this into like it's a fucking joke.
Well, that's exactly what's happening. And the reason why people are getting away with doing that is because of the RICO laws and the fact that, these clubs that back 20 years ago, even 15 years ago, would go out and handle this situation, and it would have never even made it past the first 24 hours, if that. You don't make a joke out of a lifestyle that's very serious to somebody, and if you're a diamond and this lifestyle ain't serious to you, then you ain't a diamond. But the fact of the matter is this lifestyle is serious for a great many thousands of us across the country, and we live for this, we die for it, we go to prison for it, we've lost brothers to it. It just absolutely pisses me off that the guys that started this way back in the late 1800s all the way up to now. I mean, them guys back then, especially, coming out of the Vietnam era South, all the way to, the Spanish-American War or whatever, would be rolling over in their graves to see something like motorcycling and motorcycle enthusiasts and the racing and everything motorcycle, whether it be club-wise, or turn into a laughing stock of the alphabet soup, LGBTQ, but whatever the fuck else they want to, be a part of, to come in here and make a mockery of it. I don't get offended too easily because I got pretty thick skin, and I was a CB in the Navy, but that kind of pisses me off. It offends me to the aspect of, hey, even if they're serious about it, they don't have to make a club about it and then stick it in our faces like what we're going to do about it type thing.
Yeah. I feel you. I was having a conversation with some guy, somebody we know, put up a funny meme about, and actually there were two naval officers, and it was a guy in a female naval officer uniform standing next to a woman who looked, in a female outfit, looked like a guy, and it both in naval attire, and said, "Oh, this woke shit is getting out of control." And I had to say, "Hey, look, don't put that on woke, because that's not what woke means." I'm like, woke meant something else until the guys on Sean Hannity started using it and incorrectly, and now it's all freaking weird and shit. I said it's just like the word bling. Like bling used to be a cool thing until we heard freaking Tucker Carlson talking about bling this and bling that. Guess what? It's no longer cool. You're not even using it the right way. So guess what? We don't say bling no more. We talk about drip, and that changes and da 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 da. So, but the thing is, though, is that what happens, you have certain folks who say, we want to change the importance of what this is, so let's pervert it by throwing out some bullshit like this stuff that we're talking about now. That's what it is. I feel like a lot of times it's a concerted effort. It's like, hey, if that's what you do, if you're one of those folks and you like to ride motorcycles, go do that. I don't want to hear about it. That's your business. Go do that. But when you put that patch on your back, now it's my business. You know what I mean? When you stay in your lane, that's your fucking business. When you come into my lane, now it's my business. And now I have say-so over what the hell you do and how, and guess what? Well, why do you care? Doesn't matter why I care. My say-so means everything, because I got jewelry that says that that's important. But anyway, don't.
So check this out, man. For being a freedom fighter with what I do outside of my club, for the rights of civil rights for bikers and shit like that, I don't want to oppress anybody.
Sure.
But, there comes a point where in life where people got to start saying enough is enough. I mean, Jesus, why do we got to keep having it thrown in our face? I mean, it's ridiculous. And they try to make it funny and it's a joke.
Yeah.
But, they don't understand the history behind how far the MC community's come from day one to where it is now. 20 years ago, or 15 years ago, up to back in the 50s, these guys were beating the hell out of each other and killing each other. And, the clubs become corporations and businesses. And there's a lot of history in there, a lot of involvement with, federal law enforcement. The things that these clubs did to morph from racing teams to, the 1%er term coming up, and then becoming, some of the clubs becoming so goddamn huge that they're worldwide, to the point where, there's a history here that any, life choice or lifestyle goes through, and it's all mainly learning shit the hard way, and mainly, people not liking how things are done, so they want to get rid of it, like law enforcement wants to get rid of bikers and shit like that.
Yeah.
To where there are certain aspects in life, whether well, what I mean by aspects in life mean certain genres and lifestyles don't belong with the biker lifestyle. It's not conducive for, as it was said, matter of fact, good point to bring up about this is that I watched the argument that the lawyer for the Mongols case made to the Ninth Circuit Court about the trademark and what the government was trying to do. And the way he put it was, if you take away the Mongols trademark and you allow, or any motorcycle club's trademark, and you let anybody take that trademark and do what they want with it, whether it be Walmart sell, Mongol shirts or Wish or whatever, all these things, Amazon, all that sell these shirts, then you're basically telling the Mongols that they no longer control that trademark. But the alternative or the alternate thing to that would be there would be a huge mass of violence because the club's going to want to control what is theirs. And that could be thought of in the same sense here. Club life is ours. There are certain rules and things you have to do. There's like the hierarchy thing we're talking about tonight that has to be followed and adhered to, which makes a cohesive, smooth running machine and things made easier in the lifestyle and geared towards around our protocols, around our history, around how this all works. And if you make a mockery of it, you're not only pissing off the guys that have been doing this, you're pissing off the guy who just started yesterday, who's down,
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is just like with the way this lawyer tried to explain to the Ninth Circuit Court is you're going to force violence by taking away this thing that's theirs, or you let them keep their trademark, and all well, they've done enough with their fines and their conviction and all that shit like that. It's the same thing here. Yeah. You come in here and you want to laugh and poke fun at what I do. You want to laugh and poke fun at what others in this lifestyle do. It's not going to go with the rainbows, flags that you're flying behind you. It's not going to go with your dick hanging out of your dress. It's not going to go with all this other shit that you're doing. It's just not going to go. Violence is going to happen. Unfortunately, that's a bad way to put it. But this is my thinking, not my club's or anybody else's.
No, but you're saying what you're saying what a lot of folks already see that they're not saying, but you're saying what folks are already thinking that a lot of folks already know. I'll tell you, I talked to, and Brother Bishop can tell you this. I talked to my lawyer probably more than I talked to my blood family members. And what we're talking about, as crazy as it sounds, a lot of times the conversation ends up being some of the stuff that we're talking about now, which is we have, of course, everybody's got bylaws, right? But we have tradition and protocol and history, and we adhere to that stuff. It's not a joke to us. It's not a joke to us at all. Let me throw this out here real quick. We got Big C said, I'm a fan of property for many reasons related to club interactions and protocol. Men's club, not old ladies club. I like them helping and supporting. Some don't even want to see them at the clubhouse. And I think you're right. And it's a bit extreme, I think, when that happens, but you're right. We have a question that came in that the caller wants to be anonymous. But what they said was, if you get pulled over, it's a question. Interesting question. It's a little off the topic, but what the hell? We got some squared away OG type experts on the panel today. So the question is, if you get pulled over by the police and another club is around, do you give your cut? That means, rags, cut, colors. Do you give your cut to the other club, or do you let the police take it? The part two to that question, and should you wear your cut through the airport? I've seen some clubs wearing their vests through the airport. So that's two questions. First question being, do you give your rags to somebody from another club instead of letting the police take it? What do you think, Archbishop?
What you doing? It depends on what you're doing. I mean, if you just get stopped for speeding, they're not going to take your cut. You know what I mean? Right, if you're doing something you don't got no business, and you know that based on what you did, that's what they're going to do for them to kinda, right. For them to kind of tie it on to the club thing, hashtag use RICO against you. Then has that happened? Somebody be like, hey man, take these and go that way. You know what I mean? Right. Has that happened? Sure it has. Sure it has. The thing about the airport, yes, I have seen people walk through the airport with their cuts on. I think that was the stupidest thing possible. Then the fact that you have, in this day and age, you got so many cameras and videos and everything else. And the only thing they're doing is just setting up setting up these pictures to put you in that photo array so they know where the hell your ass is at all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So being discreet is one of the best things that you can do. But like I said, but if you just, you know what I mean, if you just get like a routine stop for speeding or whatever, they're not gonna take your cut. You know what I mean? So that's my 2 cents.
Gotcha. No. All right, Shaggy. So let's just say you just smacked the hell out of the chief of police by accident. But anyway, so you get pulled over by the police. You giving your rags to anybody to hold on to you for? Hold on for you.
No, I'm not. One is because the club I could have issue with. 2, if I don't know the members of that club, even if I did know them, we don't give our colors to anybody outside of our own club. 2, there are steps to getting your stuff back from law enforcement. If your stuff's trademarked and copyrighted and you have principal agent agreements and stuff like that, you can go up to the courthouse and get your colors and stuff back.
Airport.
At the airport, I always kept mine folded and put in a bag until it was time to go through that detector thing. For some reason, every time I went through the detector thing, they wanted me to take it out. And of course, I've already stripped it of everything it doesn't need to have in there. So they're sticking their hands in all the pockets and shit like that. I wear I wore soft colors. I'm one of those guys that I've been on a big stage for so long. I mean, people know who I am. And before I did YouTube, from when I first started doing the income thing and COC stuff, I know that I'm watched. I know that my phone calls are listened to. I know how the game's played, man. I was warned this 22 and a half years ago. One, that cops are going to fuck with me nonstop because they hate bikers, and 2, little old ladies who are going to run my ass over.
Yeah.
Now it's teenagers on cell phones.
Right. Facts. Hey, I tease about that, but from my club from many years ago, my club enforcer actually lost his life because he was on his way to a job. He was working a regular job, and it was 6 something in the morning, and some kids who were they were smoking weed and playing on the cell phone, doing everything they shouldn't have been doing in the truck they was driving, and they hit him at an intersection, and he died. But that's just part of the, it's unfortunate, but that's something that happens in our lifestyle way too frequently. These knuckleheads out there doing stupid shit, like the gray-haired old lady or some kid on a damn cell phone. We got a question. So I'm going to give this one to you first, Archbishop. We all need to cover, but so here's a question. This is, and it says too long for the chat. And it says, let's say a support club is at the 1%er house and the support club president makes a 1%er PO feel disrespected. And the PO states she is above the support bro. And he says he's a prez and she's a PO. She's nothing compared to him. Who is right? I don't know if I read that properly. Did y'all understand that properly?
Yeah, I got the gist of what you're saying.
Okay.
Thing is this. I mean, for one, just like we said about the prospects, we're gonna say about this. That is not his PO, so he can't tell her to do shit. You know what I mean? So you can ask, will you do this, that, and third, and it's up to her as to whether she does it or not. But see, people take this president EP shit a little bit too damn far, because that doesn't give you the right to disrespect somebody. 9 times out of 10, you probably disrespected somebody's old lady. So guess what? That ass whipping getting ready to come right along with that arrogance that you're putting on.
It's coming. I feel confident about that.
So to answer that question, number one, she didn't have to do nothing because that's not her sponsor. You know what I mean? She didn't have to do shit. And 2, the rest of the stuff that he was sitting there talking about, I'm the president, I outrank you. You don't outrank nothing, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes people need to stay in their lane, and that's one of the biggest things dealing with these support clubs is because a lot of people don't actually educate these support clubs, and they feel that they are equal to their dominant, and not the latter.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they come in because they don't actually tell them that. They get this sense that like, okay, well, I hang out with this club here, so and I'm the president, so I'm, you know what I mean? I'm the same as them. No, you're not. Stay in your damn lane. Number one. Number two, that's my. I mean, she's a property of my club. You know what I mean? And you gonna give her that respect. And if you can't give her that respect, you ain't gonna have to worry about being the president no longer, because we can ready to dust your ass and get you on up out of here. You know what I mean? Because that respect thing goes a long way, especially if you're dealing with one of mine. Like I said, I got 5 of them. If you
Yeah.
disrespect one of mine, you gonna get the guns.
I can tell you. No, hey, well said. Well, look, I feel you. Well said. All 5. That's not me doing that. That's all 5 of your POs doing that right now. That's what you heard. But that was all the
So
clap.
I'll take that one step
Good.
further.
Yeah.
Nobody is telling my wife, my property, anything, period. Doesn't matter if it's a prospect or a president or a goddamn king of whatever, this whole fucking lifestyle. He will talk to me and I will talk to her if warranted.
Oh yeah.
If a president, especially from a support club, thinks he's going to talk down to my wife or any, my brother's wives or whatever, he obviously didn't learn how this family unit works. He didn't learn how this thing, I don't talk to his property without talking to him. I don't ever ask a brother's old lady to do anything, just like they don't ask my old lady to do anything. We talk to each other first and we show each other the respect. That's ours, not theirs.
Right.
It's like our motorcycle. You don't go sit on our motorcycle. You don't ride our motorcycle. You don't even have to ride the fucking thing. Coming and talking to us or to me being the owner, and I don't own my old lady. She's my wife. Yeah, it says property, but that's a different symbol of what that means. But if whether it be a support club, a 99 club, I don't give a shit. It's another 1% club. You're not going to come down to it's go to jail or the hospital. That's what's going to happen.
That's it. Hey, I'll tell you. So I've got a couple of POs and a possible, but I'll tell you like this.
Y'all are overachieving with that, man. It's just fucking insane.
Hey, look, it's left side, right side, that kind of thing. But I'll come back there in a minute. But I'll tell you. So my thing is like this. My brothers in my chapter, because remember, these are my brothers. My brothers can feel to some degree comfortable asking, and anybody who doesn't is because they know where they're supposed to be. They know where they are in the pecking order of it. So if one of my brothers wants to ask my PO or one of my POs to grab me a beer or will you help out with such and such, that's usually not too much of a problem. A lot of my bros are going to come to me first anyway. But if something's going on and, because of time or situational or whatever, and they say, hey, sis, can you help out with such and such? That ain't no big deal because my POs understand you are there to help out. You're my POs. You're a guest of my club. You're here to help out. And they do so in such a fashion where it's appreciated that they're there. That's a different thing. Now, if somebody from anywhere else ask her for a fucking toothpick, I might get in my feelings, and I don't mean to get too crazy about it, but protocol dictates don't ask her for a fucking thing. Unless, of course, it better be real cool and real casual. Like you're standing right now, I can't reach that thing. Could you pass that? I'm not trying to get too crazy with it, but stay in your fucking lane. My POs are my fucking POs, and those rags say my club's name on them. And that's the long and the short of it. So, and I don't mean to sound like the boogeyman or the big bad bully or whatever like that. But this is one of those areas for those of y'all that's listening. This is one of those areas. Be very conscientious about how you move. Be very conscientious about how you move, because the nature of dominance and one percenters is we're extra with a whole lot of stuff. You know, we're extra as in we want to do the best job that we're doing. We want to ride the best. We want to have the best bonds of brotherhood. But guess what? We're very protective. What's ours is ours. It's not yours. So be careful about how you interact with what's ours, what's mine. You know, that don't get it fucked up, and don't get fucked up. I'm gonna say it like I mean it. Don't get fucked up because, you know, you got comfortable. Familiarity breeds two things. Familiarity breeds contempt, and familiarity breeds mistakes. Because you think
And
you're so comfortable with somebody. Say what?
And complacency.
Yeah, you get real relaxed. You get real complacent, and you forget your place. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because look, we're real serious about these old ladies and these POs. The PO don't even have to be old lady. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said, yeah, that happens a lot because people get beside themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, you can make it real simple. Be like, okay, so let's do this. Are you married? Yeah. You got a girlfriend, whatever? Okay. So how about this? How about I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna do your old lady just like you just did mine. How about we do that? You know what I mean? You know, because I mean, people got to realize that, you know, if you do not wear a diamond and you in a diamond house, you are a guest just like everybody else in there is a guest. You ought to treat those guests accordingly. You know what I mean? You know, like you see, like a lot of times, like, you know, like you got several people that have, you know, a fair number of POs. I know Shaggy's against those POs. You know what I mean? He got one.
Oh, I guess if y'all do what you want, I just that's too much keeping
up. But you know, there's some that got 5, 10, 15, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I seen it.
And okay, so they out and they mingling around, and you got people that's running around over there, trying to talk to them, trying to holler at them or whatever. Don't you realize that the first thing that you got to do before you can even hold a conversation with her is that you got to come talk to me, and I got to tell you what to go talk to her. You know what I mean? Then when you see it and you give them that initial like, oh, like who are you? Oh man, I was just over talking synthesis. Okay, you know she belongs to me, right? Oh no, see that's where you messed up. Go and walk away. See, you done messed up your shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So. Like I said, it's all about respect. You know that she belonged to somebody in here, or she wouldn't have this on. You need to find out who that is.
It's like, what made you think that was a good idea?
You need to find out who you need to make sure that ain't somebody's actual old lady before you come walking up approaching. You know what I mean? Because that's a good way to get your head cleaned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'll take it a step further. You know, I'll tell you how extreme it is on my side of things. Like everybody's got their core group in their circle, right? You know, whether it be in their club or be in the family or be in work or being, you know, friends outside the club. You know, there's a closeness that things are sometimes acceptable and kind of looked over because it's just that core circle. In our core circle here, or my core circle here, we don't even cross that line. Like, you know, there might be some joking if it's just a few of us, but when we get into a setting of more than just us there, that core goes back to the professionalism of, hey, you know, my closest of closest brothers, if you're going to ask my old lady anything, he'll say something to me, and then, you know, so on. I got no issue with somebody saying, hey, you know, as they're walking by us today, you know, I'm going over to see Shaggy. And again, it had to be one of them core people that knows my wife and knows us on that core level. Say, hey, you know, I'm going over there. Here's some money. Buy you a beer, and would you mind getting us one? I need to go over chat with him real quick. That I guess would be okay. You know, that's not a big deal. But if you're, you know, get her back there behind the bar serving, or she's serving food, or you're telling her, you know, dictating to her what she's doing right and left, no, anyhow.
Yeah.
Or if you think you'll talk down to her or talk shit to her.
None of that needs to happen if if your old lady's squared away, or even if it's just your PO, your PO, your old lady, whichever, because on our side, a PO isn't necessarily an old lady, but if your PO is squared away, you let her know what time it is and squared her away on stuff, she's gonna know how to move. Now, folks coming into your house or into your environment, it's up to them to know how they need to move, and because sometimes if they got to be educated on the spot, sometimes it ain't all that fun. Let me tell you real quick. So Big C said, well, a couple of things. He said, our old ladies get respected as our old ladies. I can point stage right or stage left, and she's mouth shut, gone out of the way, sitting down. She respects me and the club. Then Hollywood from Insane Throttle. What up, Hollywood? Said, ask a graybeard, Vietnam era, and they will sum it up for you. Abroad is abroad. That's their place. This is a man's culture and always will be. And Big C says he was raised by Vietnam vets and grew up around the club things. And then let's see here. Samantha Ford said, preach. Heather said, amen, Shaggy. I don't know why she likes you, but apparently, okay. Loki said, they're trying to change history. Okay, this is on that other shit. They're trying to change history just because others won't accept their twisted ideology. I tend to agree with you. Loki, I'm with you on that one. Bear Morgan said, sorry, I'm late. Had to watch Cincinnati smack Kansas City around. And let's see here. What do we got here? Working on a historian responsibility. A club that loses its history won't be recognized in short order. It came about with losing founders and so much memories that goes with them, good and bad. Okay. Hey, Chemo Luciano says, Detroit checking in. What's up, though, people? That's your boy. That's your boy, Bishop. What up, though?
You got to say it right if you go talk to Detroit. You can't say what's up, though.
I don't say it right.
What up? You don't add the S. What up, though?
What up, though? All right, I got to work on that. My Detroit slang is not proper. I gotta work on it. I gotta tighten it up. Geo the Great says it depends on the situation. Let's see. Geo said it depends on the situation. If it's club business, the PO would have nothing to do with the support club and the dominant. I guess that was in regard to the question that we was asking earlier. But so now going back to the okay, depends on the situation. All right, so let me jump back to our list here, which seems to be moving around a little bit. So the next thing, so number 4 on the list, and as crazy as it sounds, we're gonna zip through the rest of this here in short order. But number 4 is Outlaw Motorcycle Clubs. They're listed as number 4 on the list, which obviously this list ain't been proper at all. But number 4 on the list is Outlaw Motorcycle Clubs.
It would be number 2.
Right, number 2. Gotcha. Because, and you say that because.
Well, you want me to give you my list? I think we discussed this on the phone. I did it in short order. It's very simple. 1% clubs, OMCs, 99s, families, and teachers and on down. Included in those 99 families, teachers, and on down would be, female 99 clubs, whatever family organizations that want to put themselves in that genre, whether it be veterans clubs or Christian clubs or, just racing clubs or whatever. The OMC part of it would be your support clubs and other OMCs, typically the older clubs that were 1% clubs that just never wore diamonds.
Right.
And support clubs would definitely fall underneath that, but it's definitely 1% clubs, OMCs, support clubs, typically because they're not, 99 clubs, and you have 99 clubs and on down. It's that simple. I mean, it's not that difficult. When you're talking about including old ladies, or you're talking about including prospects, you're talking about including all these extra factions. Obviously, you're not doing your homework very much if your list is that long. The list that I just give is the list is how it is and has been since the 40s.
Are you sure your list is not out of date, though?
Oh, I'm positive of that.
Okay. All right. If you say so. All right. Hey, look, I'm fucking with you. I kind of agree with you on that one. All right. So Outlaw Motorcycle Club. So matter of fact, while we're on it, what is a 1%er or as you were, what is a Outlaw Motorcycle Club? Doggone AB, what say you? What the hell is an Outlaw Motorcycle Club?
Well, actually, Shaq just answered it. It's basically an outlaw club that chooses not to wear a diamond. That does never had a diamond or chooses not to wear one.
Gotcha.
You know, they and it's a bunch of them. It's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
You know,
facts.
and they get traded the same. Actually, you know what I mean? We have good relationships with a lot of OMC. I mean, we don't treat them no different. They're the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just
good folks.
Not to hold the diamond.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of, we're hearing from one right now. Soldier said, "Good evening, gentlemen, Big Bone and Archbishop. I appreciate you for taking out the time to chop it up with me the other night. Great conversation. Much love and respect." That's doggone Soldier from Hard Knocks.
Yeah. We had a good conversation the other night.
Yeah, good dude. He's all right. And on top of that, he took time out of his life to take a long ass ride to make sure I was back up here in the land of the living type thing. You know, hey, this dude. So hey, Soldier got the right name because he watched my six all freaking night. You know, because y'all know we in Florida and Florida do what Florida do. So so having somebody watch your six is a great thing. You know?
Yeah, man, a long conversation, talk about quite a bit of things. You know what I mean? He's been around like 10 plus years or so. I mean, he's pretty solid dude, but it's solid dude.
Yeah, and what a solid fucking club. You know, HK is where it's at, man. Good dudes. So I'll jump down to this. So Outlaw Motorcycle Club. Next thing, now this is tricky. Hold on now. Number 5 says all male motorcycle clubs. Number 6 says co-ed motorcycle clubs. Now that sounds like I almost said the same thing. There's all male motorcycle club, but that's listed as number 5. And we get it that this list is a little jacked up, but on the list it goes outlaw motorcycle clubs is number 4, but all male motorcycle clubs is number 5. What, if anything, is the difference?
But you know what though? I agree with Shaggy when he says, I mean, your all male clubs, your co-ed clubs, your female clubs, they're all encapsulated on a 99 club. You know what I mean?
They're more family oriented and law abiding. Yeah, they don't rate nothing more than that.
I mean, it's like they want. I mean, it seems like on this list, it's like you want to kind of make it to where you got one over top of the other. Like okay, you got the female club here, but then if you got a man's club with 3 girls in it, you're a co-ed club. But I'm a man's club, so wait a minute. Man, right. you all the fucking same, man. Stop trying to do that shit. See,
right.
That's the thing. You're trying to add shit. Stop doing that.
I feel that.
So look, if they want to do the whole generalized topics, it's done by region. So when I come up, there was like 5, 6 clubs, and I wish we'd get back to that, per area, 5, 6 clubs.
Yeah.
You had your 1%ers. You had the OMC. Actually, there was 3 OMCs, but there was kind of a pecking order with that. There was the 1%er, the oldest OMC that was there, and then the next oldest, and then the next oldest, and then you had the 99,
right.
And then you had one RC, and there were several other RCs, but they didn't wear colors, and they weren't allowed to fly colors because they didn't allow that shit back in the day. RCs were just that. But how that worked was how long your club had been in existence, how well it was respected, how they were respected by their community and by the diamonds and all that stuff like that. But typically, for the most part, from the 1% club, well, once the 1%ers that ran the area, everybody below them figured out their standing equality wise. When I walked into a bar being on that number 3 OMC as age wise, I still walked in there and was treated equally and treated those around me equally in the other OMCs because that's how it's done. But when you're sitting around a table in a meeting, the 1%ers are going to speak and say their thing, and then they're going to look at the next and they just work their way down. That's how that works. But when you're out there on the streets, you got to hold your own. And if we're going to chop it up to this kind of a club is in the hierarchy here. It ain't that way. Whatever you would do you don't want to get the, it's like you don't want to get the attention of the 1%ers, like you don't want to get to the attention of the police, so you don't go out there and act a fool.
Yep.
You know,
Facts. Yep. Word. No, that's it. So Bear was asking, does Abate fit more with 99ers or
it don't fit with neither, and here's why. Abate is a MRO, or motorcycle rights organization.
Mm-hmm.
They are made up of motorcycle enthusiasts and those even in clubs. Like there are a lot of club members that are part of Abate. They're also part of the MRF, or Motorcycle Rights Foundation, or Freedom of the Road Riders, or other smaller MROs. They are mainly made up of civilians, and there are club members that are a member of Abate. They're a great organization that helps fight for the rights. They have lobbyists and they do all that great stuff to get helmet laws removed, help with profiling bills. They help with, the shit with the autonomous vehicles, the type of fuel you're putting in your motorcycle. They do great things, just like the MRF does and these other MROs do. But they are nowhere they're like AMA. They're not in that same part of it. They're not, they're an MRO.
Right. And man, I'm glad that question came in, because I want to suggest to everybody, I don't care whether you're in Florida or wherever, find your local Abate, because they do one thing that Abate does. They do a lot of good things, but one of the things that a lot of the clubs do is they will join Abate and they'll become in some cases what they call an at-large member, which means you're not even a member of a specific chapter in your state or even another state, right? You become a member of Abate. It's $20 for the year. That's it. $20 for the year. You join Abate, and along with finding out about all the legislation that they're doing in your state and in your area and all the good things they're getting done, and they get stuff done that a lot of bikers don't even know that it was Abate, that between their lawyers and their lobbyists and connecting with politicians and all that stuff, they got stuff done for you that benefits you in a big way. But that $20 also gives you $4,000 of AD&D, accidental death and dismemberment insurance. So God forbid you fall down, go boom, you lose your friggin' pinky toe. You're going to get $4,000. God forbid you pass away, or someone that you know passes away, if they have that Abate, because it costs about $8,000 to put somebody in a hole in the ground to bury them, right? And if you ever seen these clubs, especially the sport bike clubs, where every other week they're having a GoFundMe for Rocket Man 294 or whoever it was that was doing 140 miles an hour on the interstate and cracked up on his damn Gixxer 600 and died, which I'm really against that. Y'all need to, be cool. But anyway, when it happens, instead of going to, GoFundMe this and give me some money, that $4,000 of that $8,000 that it costs to put him in the ground is going to be covered by Abate. And even God willing, you don't pass away and you just lose a limb or a toe or like that, $4,000 is $4,000. So that $20 that you spend with Abate, it helps out Abate. Yeah, it helps them to do what their mission is, and it's $20. You spend more than that on a friggin' bike night. You spend more than that putting gas in your well, if it's a Harley, you spend more than that in your Harley. If you spend
even if it's not Abate, there's other MROs out there.
MRF,
MRF, which is on the national side of things. They work out of DC. You have in Missouri, we have the Freedom of the Road Riders. And all of these the MROs across the country, if I'm not mistaken, they all have some type of AD&D.
Yeah, most of them do. Yep.
They'll have the dues, and everybody wants to know what their dues pays for. Their dues helps pay for the lobbyists. The dues helps pay for the lawyers, and the dues helps pay for those people to fight for our rights as bikers and motorcycle enthusiasts, and even they help with the clubbers and stuff like that. Because in all honesty, without these MROs out there, we're not a voting block. We're not a voice. So the motorcycle community is a voting block. We are a voice, and with these MROs and the clubs all coming together, we can be a very loud voice. And so
if anything, I ain't gonna lie, it's the money. Yeah, you got benefits to go with it, but the money is the important part, because that money, it takes money to fight for our rights, because the legislators don't want to hear what we got to say unless there's some fancy lawyer up there to speak to them and their lawyer jargon and all that big words and shit, and how to put a bill together, and all that stuff's very important. They wouldn't let Shaggy put a bill together. It says, this is a fucking stupid, ridiculous thing. Let's fucking cut this out. And the next motherfucker that runs a stop sign because he's playing on his fucking cell phone, he should be treated as if he had a DUI or whatever, and he kills a biker or kills a civilian or something like that. Instead, he gets a he gets a ticket for running a stop sign, and somebody's lost their life, particularly a biker, because why he was texting.
Look, or I hope there's in some states they've actually enacted laws that, and it came from a slogan from some of these MROs like Abate and MRF and some of these cats. They worked together and they came up with this thing: kill a biker, go to prison. Because it used to be kill a biker, go to jail. They changed it. Kill a biker, go to prison. Because you had all kinds of folks doing all kinds of stupid stuff, and their little stupid things was killing bikers. And like you said, they were getting a running a red light ticket, or you went through the four-way stop and you were busy, playing on your phone or tickling your girlfriend or whatever the hell it was, and you're getting a slap on the wrist when other folks have to go to a funeral now. So work with Abate, or Abate or any of these MROs, get involved with that, and let some folks do the work for you. You don't got to know too much or anything else. Get involved with them, spend the $20 or whatever it is, and let them go to bat for you. So there's that. And we got a question. Gio said in the 4,000 to burn, 4,000 to burn them, so it's a no brainer. He's talking about so for $20 a year, he's talking about the difference between putting them in a hole in the ground or doing a cremation. Also, we got let's see here. What was that? Gio says a grandma down south would claim accidental death if someone walked on her wet floor. Let's see here. And
a grandma down south, if you walked on her wet floor, she would beat the bricks off you with a switch she made you go pick off a tree. Yeah. I know, I have a grandma from down south.
Oh yeah. Look, that is definitely some southern shit. And don't come back, like we've all heard before. Don't come back with that little switch like this big. You came back with that little one.
Oh yeah, she's gonna beat you till it's a nut until you go get another one.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Ghost Eagle says, I love watching your show, Big Bone Bro. It's real facts and blessings for all. And Gio said, hey, this is good. He said, we need to kill a biker, go to prison in Chicago. And yes, the hell you do. Absolutely. That's a fact.
Chicago Every area there has a couple big Abate chapters.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one, there's Waukegan, and I think it's Waukegan and this one other one. But absolutely, man, everybody who's listening, connect with those MROs in your area. And, if you're in a club, connect with your COC if you ain't did it already. If you haven't done it already, then shame on you. I'm surprised that you're, still moving around. Connect with your COCs, connect with these MROs, man, because these folks are out there to bring some good stuff for you. Samantha Ford says, true, Shaggy. But, clearly she hadn't been listening because she thinks that you're saying the right stuff right now. I don't know.
Right.
That's what she
here's
said.
Another thing while we got everybody's attention. Go to the Motorcycle Profiling Project website and fill out the survey. That data is collected by bikers so that guys like me go before these Senate houses and testify the reason for profiling bills. Profiling bikers is not a race thing. It is a patch thing, and believe it or not, the civilians, motorcycle enthusiasts, are kind of profiled more by police officers than even 1% bikers are, because these cops are pulling them over thinking they are club members, or they know club members, or for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. And the other thing too is get in touch with your local COC or your local COC chairman and ask them for the AIM package, is what I call it. It's a little plastic deal that's when you ride your motorcycle, you put, there it is right there. You put your driver's license in there, your registration, your insurance. You never, always keep your bags locked. Always keep your pouches and shit closed. Don't put nothing in them that you would have to reach into, because the minute you reach into it, law enforcement can reach into it also. So don't give them a reason to do anything. Have it readily available. And then read that little card on there. Don't talk to the police. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise it, because these police officers are trained to make you say something, to make you guilty by just you innocently answering one of their questions. So fill out that survey. It's very important. It helps us every year to get data that nobody else will collect but us club guys. And we do that at the NCOC level, the National Council of Clubs, the Motorcycle Profiling Project. It's very important that you guys understand that there are 5 states right now that have anti-profiling bills passed and are laws in their states, which means the cops just can't pull them over because they're riding a motorcycle or they're wearing a patch, or they don't like how they look. They can't do that shit no more.
Shaggy, who if anyone is underrepresented in the motorcycle profiling project?
I would have to say the minority communities, and it's a factual fact.
It is.
There's a big divide, and always has been, between the white side of the house and the black side of the house, and other minority groups, women clubs, black clubs, the Latino clubs. I put motorcycle profiling like this. I don't look at it as a race thing. It is a patch thing. When these cops are screwing with anybody wearing a patch, it has to do with the fact that they think they got a drug dealer, or they got somebody who's drunk, or they got somebody who's, doing something illegal. And they're stopping you for the dumbest of things. Like I was profiled some years ago, and the cop, I saw him where he was at. He got in behind me. He put his high beams on. The first thing he did. Well, of course, when you put your high beams on, you can't see a damn thing, guys. Your mirrors hit you right in the face, and if there's any chrome in the way, that's blinding you too. I changed lanes behind a big tractor trailer, and this is about 4 o'clock in the morning. And I could see my arm and my shadow in the back of the trailer. And as soon as I switched lanes, he got in behind me, followed me for about another 2 or 3 miles, and then he threw his lights on and pulled me over. My wife was with me, and the cop asked me, first question out of his mouth, "Where are you coming from?" "None of your business." "Where are you going?" "None of your business." "You been drinking tonight?" "No,
Hey,
sir." "You want to take a breathalyzer?" "Sure, I'll take the breathalyzer." Because at the time I had a CDL, and if you have a CDL, you can't refuse to take a breathalyzer. It's the federal law. So I walked back there and took the breathalyzer, and he's like, "Well, yeah, you're sober." "Yeah, no shit." "Well, I didn't see you use any turn signals." I said, "Well, I don't use turn signals. I use hand signals." "Well, I didn't see you use a hand signal." "Well, I saw it in the shadow of that truck." And he goes, "Well, maybe I didn't notice because, all the black you have on." I was wearing a cut-off sleeve shirt and a vest. Now, I'm tatted up pretty good, but not tatted up so much that my skin is like not able to see in light. I thought, well, that was a hell of an excuse, but that was his reason for pulling me over. Then he gave us warnings and let us go.
Good. What if your skin was so tatted up they thought you was black? Because that's a whole other problem. Let me tell you, man.
Well,
hey,
so,
no, I'm just teasing. Like you said,
in the area I was in, I could fit in very well.
I'll tell you what.
I can't pull my pants down around my ankles because they'll fall down around my knees, and they'll fall down around my ankles.
Yeah, look, I don't either. I will say this though, and while I agree with Shag, I agree with you 100%. One of the things I wanted to point out though, because we were saying, and by the way, when we finish the show, y'all slide on over to the after party we're doing at the Big BoneYard on the Facebook page, and the chats and all that. That stuff's going to be popping as soon as we wrap up here. Me, Archbishop, hopefully Shaggy can join us as well. We can chop it up and all like that. But I will say this, which we were talking about a couple of days ago, in regard to the motorcycle profiling project. It's super important, and Black folks, Latin folks, minorities in general are underrepresented in these reports, and we use that information, or the information is used to help create legislation to benefit all of us. But here's the thing. If you're a biker and you got a patch on your back, you like it or not, you're going to deal with it. If you're a biker with no patch on your back, you're going to deal with that. But what if you're a biker and you got a good tan like me and Archbishop got? Well, you're going to deal with it anyway. Guess what? When you get off that bike, you're still going to deal with it, because so some of my brothers from different clubs, they can take them patches off and now they're just a guy. We can't peel out of our skin. So if there's a area in which you can reduce some of this bullshit when it comes to this race, the profiling, both biker profiling or racial profiling, all of this shit is cyclical. So what we've got to do is condition law enforcement to leave folks the fuck alone. And, you know, they need to stay in their lane too. Just because they're cops don't mean that they have to, you know, that they just got to do whatever the fuck they feel like doing. That's not the case. So every little step helps. So if you get an opportunity, do that motorcycle profiling survey. And it's we've got it on the Big BoneYard Facebook page. In fact, Shaggy, if you tell me what it is, I'll put it up in the chat or put it up in the post or something like that. But y'all find it, motorcycle profiling survey. Do that.
Motorcycleprofilingproject.com, and the first thing that'll pop up on there is the survey. As soon as you click on it.
What you said? All right, hold on. It's all right.
Motorcycleprofilingproject.com.
Profiling project. Why you making me
Project.
spell? Motorcycleprofilingproject.com, right?
I believe so. It's either .com or .org, one of the two.
Yeah. Why are you making me like spell shit right now? It's Sunday. I'm not supposed to, you know. Anyway,
I can put it in there, MPP.
Yeah, it's that, and it's posted up on the. I think I got it on my Facebook, and I know it's definitely on the Big BoneYard page there. So if I did it wrong, y'all just find it. It's there, but get in there, do it. It's good shit for real. It's definitely good shit. But other than that, man, and I think, you know, we could go down this damn list, but in real life, everybody else on this list, which is co-ed clubs, all female clubs, riding clubs, social clubs, lifestyle organization, or whatever they call themselves today, do not fall into the hierarchy, but usually welcomed as guests on the set. But I think that the good news is what we figured out is that everybody else is pretty much, you can almost put folks in the same exact basket. There was one question. Let me see if I can find it. Someone said something about, let me see if I can find it. We have a lot of questions, a lot of folks calling in. By the way, while y'all are there, if you're still listening, hit the like button. You know, there's a like button. Share this show if you're liking this show, if you dig what we're doing. So share, you know, comment, like, share, you know, how the fuck are you supposed to say it? Like, comment, share, all that stuff. You know, do that stuff. It helps the algorithm, which we're learning about that. But anyway, there was somebody else that said something about the motorcycle profiling project. I don't see it now, but anyway. But other than that, man, I got to tell you, we've been at this for an hour and 52 minutes, and this has been a good conversation, good talk. We chopped it up a lot. Wonderful people to touch base with us, calling in. People said bad things about Shaggy. I don't think that's right. I don't think that they should do that, but that's how they're doing it. You know, I don't know. That's what they're doing, man. You know, but yo,
but here's something that's gonna blow your mind too. That you can be the first one to hear it or be said on your show. Here in the future, I will most likely. I'm kind of figuring out the logistics and everything, but there's a good, very 99.99% probability that Shaggy's Corner will be coming back in a different format.
Whoa,
in the real
that's
near
what's
future.
up. Hell yeah. Damn right. Brother, look, don't play. Don't tease me, damn it. Don't tease me, damn it, because that's some good shit.
Well, we got to keep the momentum going. One, diamond clubs, you know, coming on here using this tool that's been given to us, that is the future of how things are done. Social media is where it's at as far as educating people as to our lifestyle in the sense of, we're not going to give you the how to. but give you the, as I like to explain to a brother earlier, my goal is to thin the herd.
Right
I hate that our society is so bloated that people feel that they could do the shit they're pulling in Kansas City. I think it's a special thing that we get to live and do every day, and it's geared around respect. It's geared around the love of motorcycle, and it's geared around being around like-minded individuals that see they come from all gamuts of life, to include all gamuts of politics, all gamuts of religion, all gamuts of just beliefs, period, whether how we're raised in our families compared to how we raise our own families, compared to how we all interject with each other. But the important stuff is there's a loss that's going on right now that is so bad in our lifestyle, and that is taking this lifestyle seriously.
Yeah.
We are very serious people who have an innate love for this lifestyle, an innate love for our motorcycle, an innate love for our brothers, an innate love the way we live, so organized, stringent, sometimes very black and white, sometimes gray, but the love for our brotherhoods, and they go from our own clubs to brothers from other clubs, and a whole gamut across this whole lifestyle. To guys like me who take the time out of being around our brothers in our club to go fight for our rights that should have to fight for. They're already fucking there, but we have to do it anyway because certain things aren't written a certain way. Guys who will go out of their way to go to that the Capitol in Washington, D.C. and walk around the Senate House and the state houses and shit like that wearing their colors, to talk to these people. There's so much passion and love for this lifestyle that we need to that needs to be the message. I've been reading Prophet's book, and I told AB this. I said, look, man, I said, the first 2 chapters I could send you right now, almost word for word, I wrote in a book I started years ago. And wow. I said, they're almost exact. I'm on his 5th chapter now. And I'm telling you, it's like reading my own shit, man. It just blows my mind. And me and Archbishop, shit, we were on the phone the other day about 3-4 hours. I forget how fucking long it was, but
he said he hated it. He said
I bet he did. But we're sitting there talking, and it's like first thing I said to him said, "There's no way there's a black version of Shaggy that talks like this and things like this. I mean, it's impossible. I mean, that's the passion we need to get back to. That's the love and care for our lifestyle we need to get back to. And there's a certain thing that's not being done is what are the real criteria to be in a motorcycle club? It ain't you got a motorcycle. You being a Marine, you should know what it is. You being prior Navy, you should know what it is. Me being prior Navy, I know what it is. Yeah. So the fact of the matter is, there's things you got to bring to the table before you even come to the table.
Oh yeah,
and it's not being talked about.
Gonna eat it. You ain't gonna eat if you don't bring nothing to the table. Hey, let me jump in there, and brother, thank you a lot for what you're saying, man. Because people, for some reason, people dig Uncle Shaggy. But in the meantime, hey, let's do. We got a visitor, a guy that I hate very much. Doggone, if I can do the intro. Hey, we got Big Baby 1%er to just stop in to bless us right now. Big Baby 1%er, what's going on, brother?
Hey, man, I just want to say great show to you guys. But also, I thank you guys for letting me on for a second. Just wanted to put something out there. Totally not show related. If you are in the Fort Myers, Florida area, Fort Myers was hit hard from Hurricane Ian a few months back. And there's some community events going on. One in particular this weekend. You'll see me there helping out. And it is a benefit. They're going to have some artists coming in. Anthony Hamilton, Tamala Mann will be there. And then some other local artists and some, jazz artists and things of that nature. They're giving away over $30,000 worth of stuff to people, whether it be, supplies, you're just giving away stuff. There's a lot of public sponsors that are going to be there. If you are in the Fort Myers area, And when I say Fort Myers area, I'm talking Tampa, Orlando, West Palm Beach, Miami, Clewiston, Arcadia, Sarasota, those areas within it, bring your ass on down here. It is an early event during the day. So the event starts at 8 in the morning and it will be over by about somewhere around like 4 o'clock. So it's an early event. You can get back home and do what you have to do. I just wanted to put it out there. I just want to say thank you guys for allowing me to come on and just kind of speak about it. When you guys talk about the 1% or biker, this is the shit that we do. You know what I'm saying? We get out here in our communities and we help wherever we can. This is the shit that we do as 1% bikers. It's not always about, being some gruntman and trying to, pow, pow, shoot them up, bang, bang. Sometimes you have to get out here and work in your community. And that's what we do. So I thank you guys again.
Yo, let me ask you real quick, because I heard all you said was blah, 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 help some people. Then you said Tamala Man. Are we talking about Tamala Man from Tyler Perry type Tamala Man?
Yes, sir. Take me to the king. She will be here.
What? Okay. So in that case, everything you said was super important. We need to be there. I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna fuck with you. Look, Tamala Man. All right, look, we coming. Because look, I know about Tamala Man. She can sing, she can act, all like that. She's funny as hell.
She's gonna bring Mr. Brown. She's gonna have Mr. Brown with her.
Please bring Mr. Brown.
I'm hoping she leaves him home. No.
Well, look, somebody, because I was gonna wear my Mr. Brown outfit. I'm coming down there. I'm gonna dress in some funny colors like Mr. Brown.
You're gonna come in some funny colors, some extreme funny colors.
Yeah. I'm trying to get down.
Yeah, he the whole bag of Skittles right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Valentine, all of them. He all of them.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Man, look, that's what's up, man.
Troy, not crybaby.
What did somebody say?
What's it?
That's crybaby 1%.
Oh, Big Bone, we can definitely help crybaby 1%. Just called Daniel Bernard. Somebody cares. Tampa Bay. We've been sending. Oh yeah, facts. Down to Sarasota. The Tampa Bay cares. Somebody cares. Tampa Bay rather has been doing a lot of things to send help down to the the Fort Myers area. But the thing is, the need is so great that don't take the foot off the gas. Folks down there, it's going to take years to get Fort Myers back to where it was. We don't know that it ever will be what it was, but folks need some help. They still need help. It's a month and a half later. People still need help. So this event that you're talking about, Big Baby, tell us the when and where one more time, please, sir.
It will be Saturday at the Stars Complex in Fort Myers, Florida. It will start at 8 a.m. and it should go to approximately around 4 p.m. as soon as the concert is over. If you are on the Facebook page, I will make sure that we get the information out there to you guys if you guys are interested in coming down.
Right on. That's what's up, man. And you did say, if I listened properly, you said Tamala Man wants to date me now. Is that true?
What I said was that Tamala Man wants to date you, but you gotta fight Mr. Brown first.
All right, never mind. I don't know about all that. See, it's always a catch-22, man. It's always.
I mean, both of y'all got those bald heads. Just put some funny colors on. Maybe she'll get confused and leave with you.
Oh, I hear you, brother. Well, look, I appreciate in a huge way, Big Baby. Thank you for coming on here to share that with us, and for everybody that joined us tonight. We just appreciate it real, like in a big way. So, Big Baby, don't go nowhere. We're gonna say some good nights to some folks, and then we're gonna kick ourselves the hell out of here. But in the meantime, Shaggy 1%er, in regard to the long list that you talked about tonight. So if you was to put this shit in a nutshell, man, what do you say about the hierarchy of the 1 through 10 of the motorcycle community set type shit? What do you think?
Do you want to know our business, join our lifestyle, and that the shit that was put on there is just a bunch of guessing and honestly, the list is about 4, maybe 5 tiers long, and if that, and it is nobody's business if they ain't a part of it.
Did you say fuck your feelings? No.
Absolutely, I'll say it. Fuck your feelings.
All right, Archbishop, what say you, sir?
You know what? Shaggy been holding it down tonight. He been putting some gems out there. But yeah, I agree with everything that he said. But like I said, we have to come to the point that we are preserving our culture and our traditions and our protocols and our lifestyle. It's a lot of stuff that's being said and done through socialization that's kind of making a mockery out of some of the things that we hold dear. And I think one of the biggest things that we have to do is like Shaggy said before, this is not a color thing. This is a us thing. And
Right.
if you're really sincerely about what this lifestyle is really about, then here's the time that we need to come together as a people and make the changes necessary in order to keep just a little bit of something that we have. You know what I mean? You can't take everything. We gotta be able to have something. And this is where we stand our ground at. So but to everybody else, I appreciate y'all being on the show. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get up to 4,000 subscriptions, so pass this around. Let everybody know. Get on here. Hit that subscribe button and get them on here. And we appreciate y'all. And next week, we're going to have another show. And every show that we do, we try to make one show better than the next one, We thank y'all for supporting. That's it.
Facts. Big baby. That's the thing. That's the thing I do. See, he ain't used to other people hearing me do that shit. But that's like some private shit. I mean, big baby.
It's all good, man.
What we've been talking about is the hierarchy of the set from 1%ers down the damn line. What, if anything, do you got to say about it, brother?
I'll just keep mine real simple. Shaggy was really dropping some things earlier, as Bishop said. I was listening as I was in the restaurant. My whole thing is just going to be learn the protocols, understand them, and work within the guidelines of what's really going on in your area. Simple and plain.
That's it. So look, folks, I got to tell y'all, we just appreciate in a huge way that y'all took some time to hang out with us tonight and to hear us chop it up on a few different things. For everybody that called in, that wrote in, man, look, that's what's up, and it means the world to us. And it means the world to the set, to this motorcycle environment. And so no matter where you fit in on this set in the community, whether you're a 1%er, OMC, a MC, or whatever it is, and I don't say this in a bad way, but, find your lane. Whatever your lane is, it don't mean it's got to be a bad thing. Find your lane, stay in your lane. And if you need to move up, do that too. But you know what? Because it's good times in every one of these sections of this community. We have a great time. We help each other. And this is the big thing that people miss. The MC community is about watching out for each other, backing each other up, making everybody's life and situations better. Provided you do it the right way, you're going to really get something out of this. But in the meantime, this is Big Bone 1%er, Archbishop 1%er. We got Big Baby 1%er and Uncle motherfucking Shaggy 1%er, who all want to thank you for spending time with us here on the Big BoneYard tonight. And we just appreciate the hell out of it. And guess what? We're going to see y'all again in about 1 week.
Welcome to the Big BoneYard. Enter at your own risk.
Decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them. and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.